And, of course, Russell Westbrook is on the trade block. He wants out now of Oklahoma City, and they are ready to move him. Both he and his camp have talked with the Thunder. They both are trying to get this done sooner rather than later. A few teams that have been mentioned, Matt, as possible destinations for Westbrook: the Miami Heat, the Detroit Pistons, of course, the Houston Rockets. I mean, any big name that's available, they're going to go after. And the New York Knicks, I don't believe, are interested in Russell Westbrook. Just as far as their timing goes, they want to develop their young players and so on and so forth. Maybe they'll get in the hunt, but as of now, their plan is to develop and go with their young players. But New York maybe is a place. But of all these places, Matt, maybe there's another, surprise team out there that we're not talking about. But I think Detroit is the best fit. And my feeling is this, Matt. Now, I love Russell Westbrook. I think we were talking about it in the break. He's iconic. Mm-hmm. He's going to be a legend. I think 40 years from now, people will be talking about Russell Westbrook, this guy that averaged a triple-double for 3 straight years. Mm-hmm. Because remember, Oscar Robertson, before Westbrook had done it, a lot of people don't even realize Oscar Robertson did win a ring. He was a little later in his career. He was later in his career. He won it with Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, then Lou Alcindor in Milwaukee. But whenever people mention Oscar, the first thing out of their mouth,
triple-double.
Right, is he averaged triple-double for a season. That's what's going to happen with Russ. So I love what he's done with this game and all that. However, I don't think he will lead a team to a championship the way he plays. And so I think a team trading for him, you're trading to become relevant, to be significant, to get fans in the stands. You'll be on national TV a lot more. And so this is a business after all. Mm-hmm. So even if he's not going to lead me to a championship, I still may want him. And so I think Detroit is that team. They went young a few years ago, ended up missing the playoffs 8 out of 9 years. Then they said, okay, let's go in a different direction. Let's try to win now. They got Blake Griffin. So you got Blake. You're trying to be relevant now. Go out and get Russ. How will he and Blake work? I don't really know. I mean, one is a guard, though, and one's a forward at least. At least they're not 2 guards. So I would give it a try. I think in the East, they make the playoffs. They could probably be a second-round playoff team, if not maybe more. And you're exciting. You're relevant again, even though I don't think you'd win a title. What do you think is the best place for him, or what do you think of what I said about Detroit?
I like what you said about Detroit. There's parity back in the league now, and it's right. It's a 2-star situation in most situations now, and I think Russ pairing up with Blake would be good. I love Russ and for everything you mentioned, but the question has been, can you win with him? And I think the same thing that makes him great and a first bout Hall of Famer and someone that's done stuff that we've never seen for the game also hurts him. The personality and the drive and the way he plays, which I all love. Like as a fan now, I would pay to see him because he comes out and plays as hard as he can every single night.
Right.
You know what I mean? So I love that about him. But can he win, or can you win with him? Is still being under question. It seemed like Oklahoma City took him over James Harden and over Kevin Durant. And both these guys have gone on and be successful. And, KD's won rings with the Warriors and James has done everything he's done. But, maybe the time is up in Oklahoma City. Obviously, Russ feels it is. But, as a team picking him up, is it, okay, are we trying to win a championship like Houston thinks they're in the run for, which I think they are. Or, can you team him up with Jimmy Butler?
See, that's what a lot of people right now are thinking Miami might be the top destination. I just don't see him and Jimmy Butler working. Yeah. I think it's a Hail Mary on the Heat's part. Like, I think Jimmy Butler makes them a mediocre playoff team in the East as they are now. Westbrook, these are both guys that kind of need the ball. Mm-hmm. Now, Kawhi had talked to Jimmy Butler about going to the Clippers, and Butler, obviously ended up in Miami. Wasn't really that interested. So how's he going to – he may want his own team. And obviously, if Russ comes there, it's Russ's team. I just don't think that's a fit. I really don't.
I think I agree with you. I think the best fit is in Detroit. And I know, him and Blake can definitely make some noise. Are they a contender? No. They'll definitely be a playoff team and a fun team to watch. And like you said, you never know how far they can go. I don't think they have enough to get over the hump, obviously. But I think if he's going to go, Detroit is a nice landing spot.
It's interesting because you mentioned when they had, Oklahoma City, they've had 3 MVPs together. Harden, Westbrook, and Kevin Durant, of course. Now they're about to be without any of them. I remember when Harden was coming up for free agency, and I polled like 70 executives and coaches around the league and asked them which one of these 2 players, if you were Oklahoma City, who would you trade, Westbrook or Harden? And it was close, but the majority said they would trade Westbrook at that time.
Well, if people remember, I was playing down the stretch in those games. James Harden handled the ball and made plays for everyone else.
He was kind of like the point guard.
Like he down the, you know what I mean. So they chose to go there. I think this is a down the road a 30 for 30 for for someone to dive in like what could have been or what happened. What happened? You know what I mean? They had so much. They had 3, like we said, 3 MVPs and all the talent. How did they not make that work?
Could that have, and with Harden, they weren't willing to give him the maximum amount that he could get.
But at the same time, Harden wasn't able to be the Harden we know now if he stayed there.
Right. And that's the thing. Like, he would not have been this guy. And so I know in practice they were seeing how good he was, and we were seeing it to some degree in games. We averaged about 16 points with them. But nobody knew that he had all this in him. So, yeah, it is a good 30 for 30, and they're not going to have any championships to show for it.
None.
And now they're going to rebuild, and that, that's a place.
No one's going there.
No,
with all due
not
respect.
as free agents.
Great fan base, one of the best fan situations. Like, that's a crazy arena to go to, but you're not going to attract any free agents.
Nope. So, and those, look, I think they got 5 first-round draft picks, right, from the Clippers in that deal. But I think draft picks, they're important, but they're so overrated in this day and age.
Absolutely.
Right? Because most lottery picks don't even pan out to be what you think they're going to be. So look at Boston. They had all those picks. Brooklyn got robbed in that deal they made with the Celtics, but now who's in a better shape?
Right.
Brooklyn. So we'll see. But look, you know how it is in this league. You either sell winning or you sell hope. And so Sam Presti will be able to go to his ownership and say, hey, we've got 12 draft picks over the next 3 years. That's hope. And they'll sell it to the fan base, too.
The fans will buy it, too. They don't have a choice.
Yeah. Right.
You know what I mean? They're going to be loyal regardless. So, it's you're in a safe spot. But the Westbrook project has come to an end. And you thought when it first started, it could have been one of the best